All right, so welcome back into Humbabe. This is going to be episode 6, and it's not our our NL East video, which is going to be later this week. We said a video once a week, maybe 2 videos every 2 weeks. We're doing better than that this week. We got 2 videos in 1 week this week, so we're grinding out the material. And before we start up, I'd just ask Alex, how's your weekend?
It was solid. I'm on break now, which is fire, back home. What about you, Sam? How's your weekend?
I had a terrific weekend. I was down at Stony Brook visiting some friends. I had
Yeah,
a lovely weekend.
I know you had a good time. I know you had a great time, Stoney.
I did, and I know you're coming down to Stony this next weekend. So me and Chee are down at Stony. We'll be signing autographs, taking pictures with our fans.
Yep.
So right the parlay, we're coming, baby.
Yep. Yeah, short episode today. We're gonna be going to Stony this Friday. If y'all want to meet us, where should they meet us, Sam?
Meet us at James College. We got tons of fans. We'll be signing autographs, taking pictures, like I said. And we'll be there all weekend. And we'll be busy though. We're gonna get some work done, making some more videos, doing some research. We have a tough schedule, so
We're gonna keep humming.
always humming.
Always. All right. So today we're just gonna cover news of the week so far and the rule changes that have shook up the MLB. It's been a surprise for me too. It feels weird, but let's start with news of the week. Some injury news, Sam.
Yeah. So injury is always unfortunate. Never want to see it. And so we've got a couple today, which are Gavin Lux getting injured, running to third base on a ground ball. And it looked to me like he's out for the year. So what do you got on Gavin Lux?
He definitely tore his ACL. I feel bad for Gavin Lux. He was a top 2 prospect. I'm pretty sure 2019 season he was a top 2 prospect behind. I think it was, I forgot who, but I know he was number 2, and he hasn't really lived up to expectations so far in his career. But this year he was slated to be the everyday shortstop. So it was unfortunate that he suffered this injury because this was the first time in his career that he's really had the opportunity to play every day. But now it seems like he's gonna be out for the year, which sucks. But luckily for the Dodgers, they have insurance. They acquired Miguel Rojas for a reason. Miguel Rojas, one of the best defenders at shortstop. Not a great bat, but when you have Muncy, Betts, Freeman, Will Smith in your lineup, it's okay to have a bad bat if you provide elite defense. So
Yeah. So like Miggy Rojas is gonna have to step up big offensively. Man down, next man up. And it's early in the year. It's spring training. So you never want to see, especially during spring training, these games. We know spring training just started up. This is the 3rd spring training game of the year. Spring training, we all know it doesn't matter. Just to get the players acclimated to baseball again. There's some stuff you want to look for during spring training. Like I like seeing prospects that might come up, guys battling out for that last roster spot. But really, for those core players are going to make the team, it's just them getting reps in. Nothing to really look for. It doesn't matter. You can have a great spring training, have a horrible season, have a terrible spring training, have a great season.
Yeah.
So you're not. It just sucks even more that it was during spring training and he's going to miss the whole year.
Yeah. So next player that was injured, Tyler Glasnow, Sam's AL Cy Young pick. Oblique injury. Seems like he's going to miss the beginning of the regular season. So, Sam, he's your guy. How you feeling?
This is my guy. I'm a huge Glasnow guy, huge Tyler Glasnow guy. And it sucks because he had Tommy John. He was injured a lot. Basically missed the whole season last year except for the back end in the playoffs. Missed half the season the year before. Now he's going to start off probably on the injured list to begin this season with the oblique. And it sucks to see because Glasnow has some of the most electric, pure stuff in the game. Just such an incredible arm to watch. And, you never want to see it. Just like Lux, he's going to miss the beginning of the year. And the injuries are spiraling now. People are like saying, oh, he's made out of glass. It's a joke. Yeah, I get it. Glasnow. DeGrom. It's funny, but it's not funny. I like seeing these star players play, especially Glasnow. I just think it's a shame. He's that good. I really believe he could. He's the Cy Young guy. I feel like he could really go on a Cy Young tear season after season if he stayed healthy, and that's the problem. We just can't stay healthy. So I wish Tyler Glasnow good luck and health for the rest of the year.
Yeah, Glasnow, one of the most electric arms in baseball. Um, like it sucks that he's missing the beginning of the regular season, especially after missing most of last year. But as for the Rays, I mean, next man up mentality. I think Patino would replace him. So like they should be fine overall. This might like accelerate the timeline for their top pitching prospect, Todd Bradley, who should be in the majors sooner than later. So bad injury sucks for Glasnow, but the Rays will be just fine, in my opinion.
Absolutely. The Rays have a surplus of arms. They have no shortage at all. This is not like some teams, like we talked about before, the Yankees have kind of a thin starting pitching staff. If this happened to the Yankees, it'd really hurt. I mean, it kind of did with Montas, but he's not one of those top 3, 4 guys. But with Glasnow, obviously you're losing Tyler Glasnow. That's a huge loss. I think he'll come back, but it's a huge loss to begin the year. But for the Rays, we're looking at McClanahan, Patino, Rasmussen, Eflin, Dodge Bradley, Jeffrey Springs.
Yes.
There's so many guys to step up, and those are all incredibly quality guys. No problem for the Rays. I believe in them totally.
Yep, I agree with everything you said there. Last news of the week: star third baseman Manny Machado extended by the Padres. He's going to be a free agent after this year, and it seemed like, in my opinion, that he was going to test free agency, but the Padres made an offer too good to pass up. Pretty sure it was like 11 years, $350 million, which is, wow, I mean, it's pretty insane. But Sam, what do you think?
That is pretty insane. And if you pair it with his original contract, it becomes a 15-year, 490, I believe. I'm pretty sure it's 490. It might be.
No, he's making exactly $500 million from the Padres.
Okay, so 500. Yeah, so 500, which is absolutely insane. I love Manny Machado, one of my favorite players, former Oriole. And I actually had hopes that he would test free agency and a miracle would happen and the Orioles would finally pay someone in free agency, which is incredibly unrealistic. But we didn't even get to that point. I don't even have to stress about it. But Manny Machado is a terrific player. I believe to be at least top 2, probably, in my opinion, best third baseman in the game. And it might be a bit of an overpay, but you overpay your core players, your superstar players. Just like I think with all these players, you give them the extra year, whatever they're asking for, so that they stay on the team. Because the Padres have now a core about 4 or 5 guys that are getting paid over $300 million, and it's a lot, but that's the core. That's what is you're hoping to win you championships. So you're keeping those guys locked up. The Padres are gonna have a stretch of maybe at least 3, 4, 5 years to come where they have all these guys where they have a legitimate shot every year of winning World Series. So I like it for Manny, and I like it for the Padres. Good job.
This deal is kind of an overpay in my opinion. Like it's gonna be bad contract towards the end, but like when you have Soto under contract for this year and next year, when you have Bogarts for a while, Tatis for a while, like the last thing you want is one of your core guys to leave in free agency the next year. So like the money doesn't even matter at this point for the Padres. Like you're extending a star player. I would say top 3 third baseman. I wouldn't say the best exactly. I think I would put Jose Ramirez first. But yeah, you just couldn't lose Machado in free agency. So like I like the deal for Machado. I like the deal for the Padres in the present, but like if they win the World Series, it'll be worth it. If they don't, like I wouldn't even be mad because like you can't blame ownership for like going for it. So yeah.
And I think we've seen a large enough sample size from Manny where you're like, it's fine. Total confidence in him to have at least another solid 5, 6, 7 seasons in him. So the back 3, 4 years, you'll take it. It is what it is. When you have these massive contracts, that's kind of part of the expectation. You hope that they're good for all 11 years, whatever it is. But those last 2, however many years, you're counting on them to do well in the beginning part of that contract more so than the back end. The back end is just to give the player a guarantee where they'll sign the contract.
Yeah.
But good. I like it. And just to note, the Padres actually have the 27th smallest market in terms of what they do. And this payroll, now, what are they? Second, third highest in total payroll?
Not sure exactly, but it's definitely top 5.
Yeah. From the 27th smallest market. So people talk about, oh, the so-and-so, example, Orioles, Rays, A's, Reds, can't spend money. The owner's cheap. It's exactly that. It's the owner's cheap. It's not, they can't spend money. They could if they wanted to. Padres are 27th smallest market. Look how much they're spending. These teams can spend if they want to. It's literally that the owner is cheap. And these teams are getting screwed because of it, and especially teams that have good present and good futures like the Orioles and the Rays. I mean, the Rays are doing fine, but especially the Orioles with that good core that could have really benefited from a big free agent signing. These owners are screwing them, and it sucks to see. Good job for the Padres for just doing what you have to do. Ownership, GM, front office, great job.
Couldn't have said it any better. I agree. It's a matter of if you want to spend the money, not. I screwed that up. What's that saying?
I don't know what to say. If you want to spend the money rather than if you can spend the money. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a matter if you want. It's a matter of if you want to spend the money, not whether you can spend the money. Like you have the money, you just decide not to spend it. Yeah. So that's it for news of the week. Now here's our main talking point for the show. The new pitch clock into effect that has created a lot of controversy. I personally like the pitch clock, but
you like the pitch clock.
I do like it. I do like it. Yeah, no, you go first. You go first, though.
I'm outraged. I can't stand the pitch clock. I'm actually losing my mind watching spring training baseball with the pitch clock. I get it. I mean, MLB wants to. They're trying to get more fans. They're trying to grow baseball, and I don't think that's something that should change the rules of baseball. This is huge. I understand players will adjust. They will adjust, but this is just ridiculous at this point. You're giving the pitcher 50. Let's just go over what it is so everyone's clear. You're giving the pitcher 15 seconds with no one on base to throw a pitch. To once they get the ball back from the catcher to start their motion, and then you get 20 seconds with runners in scoring position, not just first base, scoring position. And then for the hitter has until there's 8 seconds left on the clock to be in ready position. And just so everyone's clear on that, it's getting me like fury. I can't understand this. It's not that they have to be, one, in the box, and two, looking at the pitcher. So if we just had the pitch clock for the pitcher, maybe I would be okay. Because then, if it wasn't 15 seconds, if it was like 25, 30 seconds, I'd be all right, fine. They have it in their mind that they have to keep moving, that they have to keep rolling and throw the ball. For the hitter, you're stepping in the box. If you're not ready, you're not ready. If the hitter isn't ready, the pitcher should just throw the ball at the end of the pitch clock. If it's a strike, it's a strike. If it's a ball, it's a ball. If the hitter is not looking at the pitcher, it shouldn't be an automatic. Like the hitter should just be ready. You know, you're looking down. In the Braves-Reds game, in the Braves-Red Sox game, the ended bottom 9, bases loaded, 2 outs, 3-2. He's looking down, but he's in the box. Pitch, and they call it an automatic strike. How many times are we going to get an automatic ball or strike without a pitch being thrown? I thought the point of this was to increase the action in the game, not just increase the speed of the game. And for the people that aren't fans of baseball, and is this really going to make them fans by seeing non-action, just seeing calls and shortening the game by a matter of maybe 15 to 30 minutes? I don't think so. I think if you like baseball, you like baseball, and if you don't, you don't. And if you like baseball, I think you would hate the pitch clock and hate some of the other rules because they're destroying the essence of the game. When you get the pitch, hold on, I'm sorry, I'm just going to keep going. When you get the pitch clock, you're eliminating the aspect, the mental and kind of strategic aspect from the pitcher to look over at the runner. The pickoffs, how many pickoffs are you going to get? Keep the guy close. Shaking off pitches to mess with the hitter's mind. Stepping off to mess with the hitter. The hitter stepping out to mess with the pitcher. We go robo-ump. That's messing with the catcher's ability to frame pitches. We're eliminating skill aspects of the game, which I don't think was the intention of the rule, which kind of sucks. And so, one more note on the pitch clock, and then I'll let you go, is in the minor leagues, teams averaged for the season when they had this and they tried it out, teams averaged 0.5 violations per game. So basically, every 2 games, we're going to see 1 pitch clock violation per game. And that's not per day. There's 15 games a day, basically. That's per game. And so do fans really want to see the automatic strike ball. Like I just hate seeing it. I want them to actually play. Actually, let's throw pitches. Let's swing the bat. Like I just hate it. And I got more, but I'll let you go.
All right. When I say I like the idea of a pitch clock, there definitely needs to be more changes. Like I think it should be increased. Like with no runners on base, it should be increased to like 20 seconds, and then 25 seconds maybe with runners on base. But like I've seen so many videos on Twitter, like, and you compare the game in spring training to last year, and you just see just how like long it takes for a pitch to be thrown. Like these pitchers take forever sometimes to throw the ball. And I know it's a part of baseball, but if you're a casual fan, it could be like a tough watch sometimes, waiting like 30 seconds every pitch, like every time for a pitch to go by, which like especially like heightens in the playoffs when you have to focus more and stuff like that. Um, like also I think it should be eliminated after like a certain point in the game, like maybe after the seventh inning, it should be eliminated. But like, it's just I think it's efficient. Like, it's like visually appealing too. Like you get the ball, you throw it. You get the ball, you throw it. Like there's no downtime. I think there's that so much downtime in between pitches in the past that like we personally don't realize just how boring it can be to like the casual fan. Like I don't know if you saw a video, but of like Pedro Baez versus David Ross, 2016 NLCS, and they were like comparing how long it took Pedro Baez to throw the ball. Meanwhile, Jose Altuve scored like 5 inside the park home runs in like a separate clip. I don't know if you saw it. Do you see it?
I didn't see it.
All right, I'll like send you the video afterwards. But that like video, like really, it spoke a lot to just how much unnecessary time in between there is in the game of baseball. So I think shortening it isn't a bad thing. Also, I think for pitchers, like if there's less time to think, I feel like you can like throw the ball better sometimes. Like I know sometimes like pitchers, you're a pitcher, right? And there's some moments that you overthink, like what you're gonna throw, what you're like, at what location. Like sometimes with the pitch clock, you're so focused on getting the pitch thrown in time that you don't have to worry about your pitch too. You can like basically pitch looser as a result. So that's my take on it. I think it's definitely more efficient. It's more visually appealing, in my opinion. But like you said, like a game should not be ended on a violation. That's so dumb. Like I know if that happened to the Yankees, and they were to say like bases loaded, 3-2 count, 2 outs, they're down by 1, and it ends on that. Like I would lose my mind. That's just not how baseball should end. But I like the concept of it. So
No, that's a fair point. That is a fair point. Part of baseball is unique in that it's a not timed sport. It doesn't go by minute, and I like that.
Me too.
I don't like the idea of timing. Obviously, it's not a total timer. It's an individual pitch timer, like a shot clock, which it kind of does put a time on the game. And it just bothers me a little bit. But what I'm actually most concerned about, this is my biggest concern with the pitch clock, is I think we're going to see more injuries than we've ever seen before with the pitch clock. Because for 2 reasons. The first reason is, and I saw this in spring training, as a pitcher, it outraged me. I saw this at least 5-6 times, where the pitcher didn't throw the pitch in time because the pitch clock ran out, but they started the motion. Umpire comes out behind the plate, time. He already started the motion, then he stops the motion halfway through. That's how injuries happen. That's how you hurt your arm, you hurt whatever, because you're stopping halfway. Pitching is like, it's explosive. It's an explosive movement. I'm very concerned that's a main part of injuries, when you stop yourself when you get started. And I saw that, and that concerned me. I was like, no, don't. And then, like, I just think throw the ball. Like, even if they do it, just throw the ball. It won't count because it's it's just a ball anyway. But that concerned me. The other part of the injury part that concerned me is, and I saw Eric Sim, King of JUCO, talking about this. Pitchers are used to getting that 30 seconds, that whatever they want. They control the pace of the game. That's also something I like. Pitchers control the pace of the game. So you take as much time as you want, you take as little time as you want. You get started, you get also fielders like having pitchers that go fast because then you stay in it, you're ready. So it's a different, each pitcher is different. That's also what I like. But the fact that each pitcher now has to go every 15 seconds, that's less rest time. I just said how explosive pitching is. Less rest, you can see pitchers getting taxed easier. Maybe they have to come out of the game quicker. And maybe throughout a full season, we're getting hurt more. So I think that point benefits teams that use the bullpen more, like the Rays, the Orioles, the AL East teams use the bullpen way more than other teams. If the starting pitcher can't go as deep because they're getting tired sooner, these teams with good bullpens are going to benefit, which is fine. That's fine. But you also like to see those starting pitchers dominate and go deep into games when they can. And I want them to have the opportunity to do so.
To be honest, I haven't really thought about the injury part, so you mentioned it. Now that you said it, well, I'm obviously not a pitcher. I don't know as much as you do about it, but I think it's something that is a legitimate concern. I like it. I could see it. I could see it happening. But I think this year it'll be good to see how it works over a full season. Like there's no way this form of the pitching clock is gonna stay like this forever. There's gonna be changes. So, like this year is almost like a test run in my opinion. So, and if pitchers obviously get hurt at a higher rate, then like MLB is going to make changes to it, obviously. So it's like a wait and see. We need to see like a sample size of this thing at the highest level in baseball.
For sure. And we just saw Glasnow get injured. When your stars are getting injured, it's harder to market the game. So we want our stars to play.
Yeah.
Should we go to defensive shift?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So the shift is banned. So no more shift. Infielders have to be on their respective sides of second base, and they have to be playing their position. You can't, if there's a good pull hitter, you can't have your best defender, maybe it's a shortstop, second baseman, go to that side of the pull side of the field. They have to stay in their position. And there's no four-man outfield. You can't be moving your infielder out to play four-man like we saw last year. So that is new for this season. I'll let you go first on that.
So at first I was like against the shift because you like if you're a hitter, it's like as a viewer, it's easy to say, oh, just like aim it for this side, right? But like it's so much harder. It's so much harder to do it than it actually is to say it. So I think it'll create more offense. Obviously, I think it'll benefit hitters that do have extreme pull tendencies. Like Rizzo, like who else?
Joey Gallo.
Yeah, Joey Gallo. I think it'll be good. I think it'll be good for the game. I think offense is going to increase. Also, I think the art of just, I don't know. Baseball doesn't feel like a game where you have 4 outfielders every day. Like it feels like a, how do I say this? No, baseball just feels right when you see a hit up the middle. It doesn't feel right when there's someone behind second base robbing like a hit. Like I think it'll be good for the game.
Fair point. I agree with your points. However, I actually just can't stand the shift. Them banning the shift at all. That bothers me almost as much as the pitch clock. The pitch clock bothers me more, but this bothers me almost as much. It's because if you're a major league hitter, there's no way you do not have the skill to hit the ball the other way. There's just no way. If you're a major league hitter, you have the skill to hit the ball the other way. You do. And you're either choosing to ignore that and you just want to pull the ball, you want to hit home runs, or you suck, which is not true because major league hitters are very good. So it's a choice. It's more like, it's not like I'm going to hit the ball there because there's no one there. It's extremely difficult, like you said. Extremely difficult to hitting a baseball is maybe the hardest thing to do in all sports. So putting that fact aside, it's just that hitters can't hit the ball the other way. They're skilled enough to be able to do that. But that doesn't even matter in terms of my opinion on the shift. I just think the shift is you should have the ability to play your position players wherever you want. If you want to, let's say you want to do a 7-man outfield, and you're just stupid like that, fine. I think you just put your players on the field, and it's the hitter's job to hit the ball. If they find a hole, they find a hole. I don't know. I like the idea of there being more offense, but I just think you're just controlling the game a little too much when you say you can't shift, you can't do this. I think it should be a team's choice. Some teams are better at defensive mindset where they film, they know who to shift. They're analytically better at deciding where to shift guys. I think that's also a skill that you're taking away from teams when doing this. So it's fine, but it bothers me a little bit. I like the shift.
I mean, the Yankees I've seen over the years, they get screwed a lot by the shift. Like they get a lot of bases taken away from the shift. Maybe like I'm being biased here when I say I like the shift because no, I like the banning of the shift because it'll benefit them. But I don't know. It's like whenever I see a four-man outfield, I'm just like, this isn't baseball. This isn't like you're supposed to have three outfielders. Like I know you are technically taking too much control of the game by banning the shift, but I feel like for a lot of hitters, you can't just change your swing overnight to try to, hit the ball the other way. Like some guys, they have swings that are tailored to pull, and that they've been doing that their whole lives, and you can't just change it. You can't just change it all of a sudden. You know what I mean? Like I sound like a baby right now, but like it's not fair to them in a way. But yeah.
Okay. This rule is a little under the radar. It's the no toe tap balk rule. You know what I'm talking about?
I've heard of it.
Yeah. So you're still allowed to toe tap as a pitcher when you're coming set, but we've seen there's a lot of pitchers like Kevin Gausman, Mike Clevenger, Lou Trevino that do the toe tap, but they do it and it kind of is just a rocking motion out of the stretch into their delivery. And so what MLB is saying is that as a balk, you have to come fully set. So you have to stop your front foot at a certain point. You can tap, but you have to stop it. At first, I was like, I hate this. Why you don't? It was never a balk before. Why is it a balk now? But I actually don't. I think it's fine. I think it makes it more fair for base runners. I think it's more fair for the hitter to know when the pitcher is finally stopped. The toe tapping can get you a little off guard maybe. So I'm fine with it. Just come to a stop. It's not going to make that much of a difference. So I'm fine with this rule.
I don't really have an opinion on this rule. Like, it seems like a small issue in my opinion. Like, I mean, the most obvious example is Luis Garcia's rocking the baby. Like, that's just so dumb. Like, if that rule was made just to stop him from doing that, I'm fine with it. But like with other pitchers like Gausman, Clevenger, like Clevenger looks like he's having like a seizure when he pitches sometimes. Like, I guess it's not like a bad thing to like ban.
You can
but,
still
like,
do it. It's just that he has to stop before he goes.
Oh, I see. Honestly, I don't think it'll have that much impact on the game. I think it's just like it might help. No, it definitely will help the base runners, but I think it's gonna have like a much small impact on the game compared to something like a larger base.
Yeah.
If you want to impact base running like that.
Okay. So do you want to just go into larger bases right now?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going from 15 square inches to 18 square inches. So we're getting 3 square inches bigger on the bases. And I'm totally fine with this. This is good. Increases the stolen bases. It's a player safety issue at first base. We've seen too many times guys stepping on each other, banging into each other at first base because it's too small. So I'm fine getting the bigger base there. I'm totally fine with this.
Yeah, I feel like the stolen base is like one of the most exciting plays in baseball besides like a home run. Like, just like, especially when you know someone's about to steal a base, like there's so much anticipation. It's like a chess match. Like should I throw a pitch out? What pitch should I throw? Like you feel the anticipation of a stolen base happening. I feel like that's been erased from the game over the past couple seasons. So to bring it back, I think is great. Like it's more exciting for the game. It's gonna create more offense. Like I would like to see someone like Trey Turner running more. I think it'd be good. I think it's good. And also player safety. I think I've seen too many times where like a base runner steps on the first baseman's like ankle and one or the other gets hurt. And I think eliminating that or like trying to prevent it is good as well.
Definitely. And this kind of ties into that, and it's just for the stolen base issue, and it's the pickoff limit, which I can't stand. So we're getting it's not just a limit on the pickoffs, it's a limit on the disengagements from the rubber. And this impacts the pitch clock, by the way. So you get 2 disengagements from the rubber or pickoffs when there's a runner on base, which will reset the pitch clock when you do this. Fine. It's not fine. I hate it. But then if you do a third pickoff or disengage from the rubber, so just step off, and you don't get the runner out, that is a balk. And I can't understand this at all. This is insane. So we're putting a limit on the pickoffs. So keep in mind, now we're making the bigger bases. We're making it a lot easier. We want stolen bases. That was a goal of a lot of this, and I'm fine with that. I like stolen bases. The pitcher has to have the ability to keep the runner close. So we're saying you get 15 seconds or 20 seconds with runners in scoring position. That goes by quick. So we're moving. We have to throw the pitch. We already saw how many times there was a pitch clock violation. Now we're saying you get two times to pick off the runner. This is a mental. This is a chess match. This is a whole different side of the game. Pitchers will pick off 2 times, throw a pitch. Pick off another time, throw a pitch. Another time. There are times we see maybe 6 pickoffs and 1 at bat. And yeah, maybe it slows the game down for sure. Maybe the casual fan doesn't like it, but it's a huge part of the game. It's an under-respected, undervalued part of the game about keeping the runners close. Some pitchers, I feel like we're taking a lot of the non-power, like I feel like MLB wants to say, our fans want to see you hit home runs, throw hard, steal bases, stuff, just that. And we're taking a lot of the mental, a lot of the strategic part of the game out, which is holding runners, framing pitches, stuff like that, which can be just as important as those other parts in terms of winning games, in terms of actually winning games. This is huge for winning games. So we get 2 times to pick the runner off, 3 total, but the third one, pitchers will rarely do it because they know if they don't get the runner out, it's really hard to pick off a guy at first base or second base or wherever. You don't pick the guy off, it's a balk. They'll never throw the third pick off. So once you do 2, the base runner is going to steal. So it's kind of ridiculous. The stolen bases, I think, are going to go crazy with this rule. And it really bothers me that pitchers are getting limited in this way.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I feel like this rule is made though because of the pitch clock. Like if you give someone unlimited pickoff moves, I feel like when they're not mentally ready to throw a pitch, they're just gonna, like reset the pitch clock. So I feel like there should be a limit if you're gonna have a pitch clock, which I do like, but it shouldn't be 2 at all. It should be like 5 maybe in that bat. Because I feel like MLB's concerned with MLB like pitchers like resetting the pitch clock with the pickoff move, and they keep doing it. That's like a loophole if you get unlimited pickoff moves. So I think the number's too low. It should definitely be higher, but I don't mind limiting pickoffs. Like I feel like with 5, you should be able to still control the running game in some regard. So
I would be fine with 5. 5 works for me. I would be totally fine with 5. I think 2 is just kind of. I think it's just clowning.
2
I think it's kind of a joke.
Yeah, I feel like Rob Manfred is just. I
don't think he gets baseball. I don't think he knows.
I think he's trying to make it something. He's trying to turn like a historical game into something that's not. Like I like the pitch clock, but like I said early in the video, it's like way too fast. But yeah, it is more visually appealing, but there should be more time. Like you can't rush baseball. Baseball is like a game. It's a sport where you can go to a game and you can relax, eat hot dogs, eat some Cracker Jacks, and enjoy the game. But now, like the game is gonna be like you're gonna have to like sit up every pitch because if you blink, you're gonna miss a pitch, that kind of thing.
Absolutely. I enjoy, some people might disagree. I enjoy the 30 seconds in between pitches to really think about what's going on, understand, check my phone, understand stuff, look at the scoreboard, look at all the other games scores, stuff like that. I enjoy that. The speeding up, I feel it's just unnecessary.
Uh, yeah, we disagree on that part. I kind of like speeding up the game a little bit, but not to the extent that it's at right now. I think that's a little too far. But like I've seen pitchers like Kenley Jansen, Pedro Baez, they just take absolutely forever to throw the ball. And like I didn't realize just how long they took until you see this new pitch clock implemented. So it was definitely a wake up call for me because I was against the pitch clock rule when it was first like announced. But now I kind of like it.
Well, we'll get a season to see how it plays out. We'll get the rest of spring training, so we'll see how it works. And I'm sure there's going to be. I'm certain there'll be some ejections, some fights
There's
as a
gonna
result
be
of the new rules. So
Yeah, I mean, like one thing's for sure, you cannot end the game on a pitch clock violation. Like, I'm sorry, that's not baseball. Like you record an out or you like win the game. Like, you don't win baseball like that. Like, when has that ever happened? It's never happened in baseball. That's not baseball. Ending on a violation is not baseball. What other sport ends a game on a violation?
it's just stupid.
Yeah. All right, is that it for our
I think that's
short
it.
episode? All right.
That's it.
Episode 7 will come out later this week.
Soon.
We have a special
Coming
guest. Who's our special guest?
Our special guest. Should I say it now?
If you want.
I'll keep it a secret so everyone has to tune in a couple days for our NL East review. But it's a good guess. You got to see him. So
Yeah.
that's it. Keep humming, baby. Let's go.
Keep humming. Yes, sir.